Have you ever wondered what Vietnamese people are most proud of in their homes? And you? What are you truly proud of? Forget about society and others for a moment. Just look within yourself. What is it in your home that truly makes you proud? Many of us take pride in owning a spacious house, a brand new luxury car, or hosting lavish feasts at the dinner table. These sources of pride are often reflected clearly on social media. Just by scrolling through Facebook, I can easily tell what you are most proud of. If your profile is flooded with food pictures, you likely take pride in gatherings and meals. If you constantly post photos of your car from different angles, it's obvious that it's your latest source of pride. However, what's saddening is how rarely I see anyone proudly showcasing their bookshelf, sharing a meaningful book excerpt, or writing a review about a recently read book. It's unfortunate that books, one of humanity's greatest treasures, have been cast aside by so many Vietnamese people. Have we, as a nation, lost the habit of reading? It's easy to blame the system, to point fingers at the country, but blaming others won't bring change. Instead of complaining that it's the government's fault and doing nothing, why don't we start with ourselves? Ask yourself, what am I truly proud of? Most Vietnamese people take pride in financial wealth, having a big house, expensive cars, and luxurious possessions. We often take pride in what pleases our physical senses, but rarely in our intellect or generosity. The irony is that the food that nourishes the mind is books. Books filled with wisdom are the most valuable source of sustenance. The Jewish people have a saying, "A nation that does not love reading is a nation without a future." So when I hear people say that Vietnam is going to leapfrog ahead, I find it hard to believe. How can a nation indifferent to reading expect to have a bright future? Imagine life as a racetrack. If you're running too slowly, others will lap you. Then, when they pass you again, you proudly declare, "See, I overtook you." One of the most admirable aspects of Jewish parenting is how they introduce books to their children. They teach that books hold wisdom, and wisdom is more valuable than gold because no one can steal it. To embed this belief into their children's subconscious, they put a drop of honey on a book and let the child lick it. Even before learning to read, the child already associates books with sweetness, developing a natural love for them. This is a profound lesson. Let your child love books before teaching them to read books. Loving books is the most crucial step. The way I nurtured my child's love for books was simple. I took them to bookstores regularly. Even when they were just learning to walk, or even before that, when they were still crawling, I would take them into bookstores. I let them explore freely. Children are naturally attracted to colors, so the most vibrant books caught their attention. They would grab them, flip through the pages, or even toss them around. My role was to patiently pick them up and put them back. If my child accidentally tore or dirtied a book, I willingly bought it. By doing this, books became toys for my child. Conversely, if you give your child a smartphone as a toy, they will become addicted to it. What they are exposed to is what they connect with. If they interact with books, they will naturally develop a connection with books. The Jewish people have an interesting belief. They place books in cemeteries because they believe that even spirits read books. However, this belief has a flaw. How can spirits turn the pages? In reality, they need audio teachings to listen to. Many spirits are lazy too. They only read the book title but never understand the content inside. If you place a speaker in a cemetery and continuously play spiritual teachings, the energy of that space will gradually become more positive. You can even experiment with a speaker that plays 1,210 recorded teachings from 10 great Zen masters worldwide. If you listen to one lecture per day, about 1.5 hours, it will take you 3.5 years to finish. But if you play it continuously for 10 to 20 hours per day, you will complete it in just 4 to 6 months. The same principle applies to a bar or a drinking establishment. If you install a speaker playing spiritual teachings over time, the bar will become better. Those with negative habits will stop coming, and eventually the place will empty out. This is the process of transformation. People who love indulgence and excess cannot tolerate listening to wisdom and will automatically leave. You don't need to chase them away. They will leave on their own. Spiritual teachings are the most effective amulet. Many people resort to shamans when their businesses struggle, believing that spirits are causing bad luck. They pay for exorcisms only to fight negativity with negativity, which only deepens the problem. Instead, simply play spiritual teachings on a speaker and let them listen. This is the way to overcome resentment with kindness. When they listen with an open heart, negativity naturally dissolves. Place a speaker on your household altar and say, "Dear spirits around, let's listen together." Offer some fruit as an offering. Let the spirits enjoy it, but most importantly, let them listen and be at peace. The power of spiritual teachings transforms even the most restless souls. The greatest magic in the world is not spells or rituals, it is compassion and wisdom. No force is stronger than this. So don't be afraid of black magic or curses. If someone casts a spell on you, just place spiritual teachings in your home, and those spells will become harmless. When the Jewish people place books in cemeteries, you can apply a similar practice by placing speakers that play Dharma talks. If a house has had a suicide, place a speaker in the exact room where it happened and let it play continuously. After about 3 months, the restless soul will transform into a gentle ghost. Instead of disturbing the house, they will quietly watch over it. Without realizing it, you will have a guardian spirit protecting your home without having to pay for it. They will stay to protect you because they have come to respect and appreciate you. At this point, they are no longer seen as ghosts, but rather as spiritual benefactors or guardian angels. If you enter a house with many lingering spirits or one located near a cemetery, play the Dharma talks at high volume all day long. After about 6 months, once 10 or more spirits have transformed and come to appreciate you, they will start following you everywhere. And what does that make you? A spiritual master. Wherever you go, you will have a group of followers accompanying you. This is why the Jewish people place books in cemeteries, but they only place them there. Who knows if any spirits actually read them? Whereas we go a step further. Not only do we place the books, but we also read them aloud, making us even more advanced. I have applied this technique many times, and this house has listened to countless Dharma talks. When I rented this house 3 to 4 years ago, the first thing I did after moving in was turn on the speakers and play Dharma teachings. This resolved every issue. Understand this. Any piece of land that has existed for thousands of years has likely had graves beneath it at some point. There is no land exempt from this. The graves could be from decades, centuries, or even millennia ago. Something we would never know. The likelihood of disturbing an old burial site when digging foundations is completely normal. The only way to address this? Play Dharma teachings, because you will never know exactly where the graves are located. This is how we repay hatred with kindness, allowing negativity to dissolve. It is incredibly effective. We don't need to consult an astrologer, invite a priest, or conduct elaborate rituals before breaking ground. Instead, we dedicate 3 to 6 months to transforming the land's energy. The karma of the land itself is changed, all through a single speaker. There's a fascinating study on the power of sound and water memory by a Japanese scientist. He played a Buddhist chant next to a polluted reservoir, and over time the distorted water molecules restructured themselves into symmetrical, beautiful forms. From a contaminated body of water, he played traditional folk music long enough. then magnified the water molecules thousands of times. The results? The molecules transformed into perfectly rounded flower-like shapes, whereas before they were jagged and chaotic. If just one Buddhist chant or one folk song could have such a powerful effect on water, imagine the greater transformative power of ancient wisdom teachings. Try it yourself. At home, place a speaker near your bed, and when your husband sleeps, quietly turn it on. If your husband is a heavy drinker, play Dharma talks for him while he sleeps. Subconscious listening works. If he hears it for long enough, he will naturally stop drinking. Of course, if he wakes up and smashes the speaker, then you'll have to accept that reaction. He hasn't fully transformed yet. The Jewish people are the only ethnic group in the world with zero illiteracy. Even beggars on the streets carry books. For them, reading is not just a habit. It is a necessity, as essential as breathing. They cannot live without books. This is why Jewish people dominate the Nobel Prize rankings. The highest number of Nobel laureates belongs to the Germans, but their population is much larger. In terms of percentage, Jewish people have the most Nobel Prize winners. Together, the Germans and Jews account for 80% of all Nobel Prizes in the world, with the Germans alone holding 50%. As for Vietnam and China, reading habits are concerning. The Chinese population reads very little, and if this continues, their future will pay the price. On a flight from Phnom Penh to Shanghai, I was shocked to see most Chinese passengers playing games or watching movies on their iPads. Meanwhile, most German passengers were reading books. Foreigners traveling to China often notice the extreme lack of bookstores compared to massage parlors. China is full of massage shops because the Chinese love indulgence when they have money. Likewise, Vietnam is filled with bars and drinking establishments. What can you do to change this? Think about how you, as an individual, can contribute. If someone invites you out for drinks, suggest a cafe instead. I used to receive a lot of invitations to drinking parties, but I developed a strategy. After the third time, no one invited me anymore. Here's what I did. I showed up and ate a lot. Within 30 minutes, I devoured all the food on the table, then left. They were stuck with the bill, but I had already finished my meal. When they ordered more food, I strategically waited, then swooped in and cleared another plate in 5 minutes. After that, I quietly stood up and left. After 3 times, no one invited me again. If you outright refuse, people will think you're looking down on them. But with this approach, they see you enthusiastically enjoying the food, yet they stop inviting you. Another approach: stop posting drinking-related photos on Facebook. Instead, start sharing positive cultural content. Slowly reduce the glorification of indulgent drinking habits. If each person makes a small effort, it will spread, just like ripples in water. After 5 to 10 years, you'll witness an astonishing shift. The culture of excessive drinking will decline. If we do nothing, the door to change will never open. If you don't knock, the door won't open. So knock boldly, don't hesitate. Over a decade ago, when I moved to Singapore to start my business, I carried a 40-kilogram suitcase. Only 10 kilograms contained my personal belongings. The remaining 30 kilograms was filled with books. I set up a small library in my office. Vietnamese students from nearby universities often visited, drawn by the books. Every day they came to my office to read. One day they asked why I did this. Some people told them, "One swallow does not make a spring." I replied, "Let them say what they want. One swallow may not make a spring, but it signals that spring is coming. So, just do it. Don't be afraid." Whenever you see something good, like an act of kindness by a police officer or a soldier, post it online. Most uniformed officers don't often engage in public acts of kindness, so when one does, celebrate it. Why? Because when others see it, they will feel inspired to follow. They also browse Facebook, and when their wives see these posts, they might encourage their husbands. Honey, maybe you should help the people more instead of just hiding at the traffic checkpoint all day. And who knows? That tiny ripple might create a bigger wave of change. At our school system, we are striving to build 3 fundamental treasures in the educational environment, where teachers must truly be teachers, students must truly be students, and parents must truly be parents. Among these, ensuring that parents fulfill their role properly has been the biggest challenge we face. Next year, we plan to implement a parental assessment test. If parents fail this test, they will not be allowed to enroll their children in our school. Certain courses will be mandatory for parents. Those who do not attend will not receive any special privileges. Non-participating parents will be required to pay 100% of tuition fees, whereas parents who actively engage and pass the test may receive a 5%, 10%, or even 15% tuition reduction. For example, instead of paying 7 million Vietnamese dong, engaged parents would only pay 6 million Vietnamese dong. The purpose of this system is to ensure that parents align with the school's values. According to the 3 fundamental treasures principle, only when teachers truly fulfill their roles can students reach their potential. When students return home, parents become their teachers. If parents fail to lead by example, how can they expect their children to grow? Many people misunderstand the 3 fundamental treasures, so I created this presentation to clarify. These are the most crucial elements in shaping one's environment, and we must choose them wisely. A wise mentor. Not just anyone can be a teacher. A true teacher is someone living and breathing, someone you can interact with, learn from, and seek guidance. This cannot be vague, it must be specific and personal. A valuable bookshelf. Not every book, newspaper, novel, or film qualifies. A valuable bookshelf contains only the most refined, meaningful books, a clear selection of wisdom, a circle of good friends, not drinking buddies, business partners, or social acquaintances. A good friend supports your growth rather than dragging you down. If you stop drinking and someone immediately changes their attitude towards you, that person was never a real friend. Anything outside these standards is just a meaningless collection of people, not true treasures. Exercise, building the 3 fundamental treasures. The 3 fundamental treasures should be deeply woven into your daily life. Here's how you can build these connections. Establish a valuable bookshelf in your home. Surround yourself with good, supportive friends. Attend meaningful classes and seek out wise mentors. To make this a reality, create a 1-year plan. If you haven't joined at least 1 or 2 insightful courses, reflect on why. If you haven't read 5 to 10 valuable books, examine your habits. If you struggle to read, commit to listening to Dharma talks and other wisdom teachings regularly. Cut out negative influences, drinking buddies, gossipers, negative people. Be bold. Delete them from your contact list, remove them from Facebook, and unfriend them on Zalo. There is nothing to fear. Simply keep the right people in your life. By following this plan, you will gradually build your own 3 fundamental treasures and transform your life. The concept of a teacher in the 3 fundamental treasures can be expanded into multiple fields. A health mentor teaches you how to maintain well-being without medication. A career mentor guides you through professional growth. A psychology and family mentor helps you raise children and maintain relationships. A spiritual mentor teaches meditation, with Vipassana meditation being particularly significant. A valuable bookshelf should include biographies of great leaders, books filled with wisdom and enlightenment, high-quality educational films. We are currently curating these materials into a comprehensive collection. So far, we have compiled 1,210 recorded lectures, 120 audiobooks. These are categorized into 4 major themes: national heroes and great leaders, personal development, parenting and education, soul nourishment, spirituality, ethics, and moral values. This wisdom collection can quickly transform the energy of a place. It can change the karma of a piece of land. It can purify the energy of a bar or nightclub. It can uplift the minds of your loved ones. One simple method is to gift a speaker playing Dharma teachings to your relatives. For example, if your mother lives in the countryside with a lot of free time, give her a speaker and tell her, "Mom, listen to the first 50 lectures and I will take you on an overseas trip when you're done." Then while traveling, continue playing the teachings, on the train, on the plane, in the hotel. Keep reinforcing the learning process. After 7 days, she might have listened to 100 to 200 lectures. At first, people don't understand or enjoy it. But over time, the wisdom seeps in and they develop a deep appreciation for it. Once that happens, they will start listening voluntarily, effortlessly integrating it into their lives. Ask yourself, are my classmates or colleagues truly good people? Are my neighbors genuinely kind-hearted? Are the people in my company positive influences? Is my spouse truly a supportive partner? What about my boss? There are two types of bosses. A wise and ethical boss becomes a mentor. An average but decent boss remains a good friend. If your boss is a good person, maintain your respect and relationship. Now, take action, make a clear plan, and boldly declare, "I am committed to building my 3 fundamental treasures." When you say it out loud, the chances of success increase dramatically.